Welcome to episode 7 of Let's Talk Pokemon, the podcast where we talk anything and everything Pokemon. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a ton of announcements to get through. I mean, Pokemon has been on a rampage this past week with all sorts of different types of promotions and announcements going on, from merchandise to a virtual concert. That's going to be the most interesting thing that I want to bring up later if you haven't seen the news, but it's kind of hard to imagine if you haven't seen it because it's going all over social media right now, and it's pretty big. But should we catch up on things? I don't think a lot has happened for me off to the side. I mean, Roselia Community Day happened, which was cool. I think I walked away with like 4 or 5 shiny Roselia. I didn't play the entire time slot, which I thought I was originally going to. But I did play enough to get at least my shiny Roserade, a few shiny Roselia. Although I am a little upset I didn't evolve. I don't know why I didn't do this. I didn't evolve a regular Roselia to a Roserade within the community hour timeline. So I didn't get the Roselia with the, was it Bullet Seed and Weather Ball fire type. My shiny Roserade has it, but not a regular one. So I kind of slipped up there, but regardless, I had a lot of fun. It was a good community day, I thought. But beyond that, I mean, there's too many announcements to get through that I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to cram it all. I'm gonna do the best that I can in this episode. So there's really no better option right now than just to go straight into it. And I think I'm just going to try to go light first and then work my way to the bigger stuff. So we'll talk about the TCG first. Probably the biggest news to come out of the TCG department is the fact that the Pokemon Company International has put out a note regarding the lack of products in stores. So they actually are aware. I mean, I think it's of course obvious that they're going to be aware of the situation, but it was actually nice to see them address the situation. If you go onto their Pokemon customer support page, I think this is the message that you will see. I'm going to read it straight from there. It says, "We're aware that some of you are experiencing difficulties purchasing certain Pokemon trading card game products due to a very high demand and global shipping constraints impacting availability. We understand this inconvenience can be disappointing for fans, and we are working to address it where it is within our control. In situations where there is limited availability, we are actively working to print more of the impacted Pokemon TCG products as quickly as possible and at maximum capacity to support this increased demand. Reprinted products are expected to be available at retailers as soon as possible. For new Pokemon TCG expansions launching in the future, we are maximizing production to increase product availability upon release, and we will continue to reprint the products to replenish stock at retailers as soon as possible. We'd like to thank the community for their continued support and patience as we work to deliver more Pokemon TCG products to the fans." This was very uplifting for a lot of people in the Pokemon community. Basically everyone that was going for cards, and all casual collectors, I'm going to say. This is awesome. I mean, if this is obviously holding true to what it's saying, we are going to see a lot more, despite what we were originally told, because I think they were supposed to ship things out like in waves, which kind of means like a lack of products, or at least a minimal amount of products being put out there, but they see that this is becoming a bigger issue, and so they're going to try to push it out there as much as possible. They're going to increase how much product they're making, and from my understanding, unless I'm misreading this or maybe I'm overlooking something, they're going to also be able to reprint other boxes within reason, I guess. So basically what the Champion's Path products, I would assume, or even that Zamazenta Zacian gold premium box or whatever. So this is awesome. I'm hoping this will actually bring some life into those card shells. I know a lot of people are really suffering from this, mainly the casual collectors like me and most of you guys, I'm sure, where we just want to go and just pick up the new box for the week and then just go home, open it up, see what we got, be disappointed in pulls, or be, excited that we got the secret rare rainbow whatever Pokemon. But yeah, I mean, that's a feeling that I miss for sure. I used to I go to the store like all the time trying to look for Pokemon cards, and I can't even find one single booster pack, and it's just so depressing. But since we're on this topic, not as depressing as what's going on with the whole Happy Meal situation. So obviously we've been talking about the McDonald's promotion. And, with every Happy Meal, you get a Pokemon booster pack with 4 cards inside, and you get, either stickers or deck box or whatever. That started a few days ago on a Tuesday, and I was really looking forward to it. I went to a McDonald's. I picked one up. I just wanted one Happy Meal. By the way, the box is pretty cool. If you haven't seen the box by now, it's a Pikachu. One side of the McDonald's is a Pikachu face, and it's all yellow. And on one side, on the other side is like punch out ears. So you can take the punch out ears for the Pikachu, put them on that front side, and then basically you have a Pikachu face on the Happy Meal. Which it doesn't sound that exciting, but when you see it, it actually is pretty neat. It's pretty cute. So that was pretty awesome to see. But when I opened up the Happy Meal, the toy that I got was not a Pokemon toy or product at all. It was their previous toy promotion, which was like the Hasbro board game stuff, which was a little bit surprising, but I guess that's on me because I should have known, and I did bring up the concern that scalpers were going to get to the Happy Meals, and lo and behold, they did. It was such a huge issue that McDonald's now worldwide have put out some sort of, I guess, warning or restriction guidelines that McDonald's have to follow. So beforehand, I guess some McDonald's were getting these toys early, and they were just able. These guys were just selling them because not to blame people at McDonald's. Obviously, they may not have been aware of all the Pokemon craziness that's been going on. But if people came up and said, "Hey, have you got the Pokemon toys?" Like, "Oh yeah, let me just buy a whole box of them," and they would just sell them. And that's essentially what did happen. I mean, if you go on eBay or even OfferUp or Mercury or whatever shopping app that you have, you'll see that there are people selling literal boxes of these Pokemon toys. They just bought up an entire box from McDonald's and are flipping them on eBay for a few $100s, which is insane considering you could have just bought the Pokemon toy for $2. Now there are some that just bought like 10 or 20. There are some, people out there that bought like hundreds of Happy Meals. But then the other issue to this is that there are some people that are just wasting food. Like there are pictures of people that when they're showing off their Happy Meal, you could see the food clearly being thrown out in the garbage or just being thrown out on the ground or stuff like that. And it's just terrible. Like, why would anybody in the right mind like just buy loads of Happy Meal toys that are supposed to be for kids, mind you, for kids who want to get into Pokemon, or maybe it's like, this could be their first entry to Pokemon, or for new collectors that just want to start, kind of building up their own sets, their own collections. Why would anyone deprive kids of that? Like, I don't understand. I get it. There's a desperation for money. There's a lack of Pokemon products, and that makes us desperate for anything Pokemon cards, but this is like just a whole new low. Like, I can't believe it. It's just hard to just wrap that around my head, and it's very unfortunate. I hope, I don't know, if you're one of those people and you're listening to this, go walk away, please. Don't be a part of this. I don't want you to be part of the Pokemon community if you are literally just out there buying multiples of these Happy Meals just to flip them on eBay. Like, I just don't think that's right at all. Like, if you want to buy a few, sure, buy a few throughout the weeks. Like, it's here for a month. I'm sure you can maybe go to McDonald's every day and get a Happy Meal, but don't buy it all at once like that. Like, give an opportunity for actual kids to get a Happy Meal, to be excited to see this Pikachu, open up the box and see Pokemon cards. Like, I think that's the whole experience. Obviously, that's the whole point, I think, behind why Pokemon Company wanted to do this in Happy Meals, not just to be ruined by adults who just want to make a quick buck. So it's obviously I'm very upset about it. It's very I don't know. It's disappointing, I guess, to say the least. But hopefully, you guys out there, the adult collectors are listening to this. I hope you at least get one or two, and then hopefully you get the pull that you want. I know a lot of people are looking for the Pikachu promo. Me personally, I'm just looking for the Squirtle Hollows. So if you got a few extra Squirtle Hollows, let me know. DM me, because I would like to get just a full set if I could. But yeah, let's try to save it for the kids, guys. Like that's really who they're for. All right, enough of my soapbox. More Pokemon TCG stuff. So let's go back and talk about that Eevee Heroes, what was it, trademark that was going on, or Eevee something, I forgot exactly what the trademark was called, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this article from PokeBeach, that now we got some more details about this set. So the teaser information for S6A Eevee Heroes talks about a set that will be released on May 28th and will feature 69 cards. And it will feature that all 8 evolutions will have a Pokemon V card to them. So obviously we'll have Vaporeon V, Jolteon V, Flareon V, you get the idea. 4 evolutions will also appear as a Pokemon VMAX. There will be many more special art cards in the set. And some of the cards in there will be single and rapid strike cards. We're also going to get some, it looks like some special bundles where 4 EVs will be in one, and I guess there's another bundle where we'll have the 4 VMAX cards. So essentially, it is an EV-centric set, and I think that was pretty obvious considering the trademark. It was titled with Eevee. But this is cool, though, that every single Eevee is going to have its own V card. I'm curious about the 4 VMAX cards. It may be possible that the other evolutions will have VMAX cards as well, because it just seems odd, like just to print 4 VMAX cards. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure every evolution is going to have its own. Also, along with this news, we got a couple more, one essentially more TCG announcement. Gengar VMAX will be a darkness type, which is a first for Gengar, considering that it's always been under the psychic category. But with it being also poison type in the card game is represented by darkness. So that's kind of cool that they kind of made that switch. And then a Teleon VMAX will also appear in here, along with a Rillaboom VMAX and a Cinderace VMAX. Although I could have sworn we've had these. Did we not? I know I've been out of the TCG game for a little bit, but I could have sworn these VMAX already exist. So I wonder if they're going to be like alternate arts or actual just new VMAX cards, which would be interesting. But the big takeaway here is the evolution set. So those are the few extra details. If you're an Eevee fan, this is something to be looked forward to. If you want to collect the Japanese cards, as I've already mentioned, they will be released on May 28th. The other thing in the TCG realm, I could have sworn I mentioned this last time, but I don't think I did, because I think I tried to re-listen to my last episode, and I may have overlooked this, but Pokemon Company International actually started doing a YouTube series, Twitch series, I don't know how you want to call it, a mini series for the Pokemon card game, and it's called Top Deck Academy, where essentially they're releasing an episode each week to kind of give the tips and tricks on how to get into the Pokemon card game, how to build a deck, what other things to look for. As far as of right now, we only have 2 episodes. I haven't watched the second one yet, but they're releasing every Thursday. I want to say, I can't remember quite correctly. In fact, let me just look this up really quick, just so that I don't give away a lot of misinformation here. I believe it comes out every Thursday between like 4 or 5 p.m. I'm not seeing an exact number or exact time slot here. But here we go. 2 p.m. PST. So I believe that's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's actually pretty cool because I did watch the first episode, and it talks about how to build a deck, and it breaks it down into 4 main components. And it goes through some of the key cards you want to look for, or how to build around a particular Pokemon. And I thought it was very informative. Actually, I thought it was kind of nice, and I don't know. I'm curious to see what the second episode is going to be about, and I'm wondering how many episodes they're actually going to make, because there's only so much you can talk about getting into the Pokemon card game, at least as a competitive player. So I'm looking forward to watching more of it. It is nice production. I mean, the host does show you some of the cards that she talks about during using the Pokemon TCG Online interface. So if you are interested in getting into Pokemon, I suggest just check this out first and see if this helps you. I think it's been getting a lot of positive reception. At least I remember when it was first announced, some people were, pretty excited for it and were pretty hopeful for it, thinking that I saw a couple comments saying that, Magic the Gathering doesn't have something like this, so it's nice for, Pokemon Company International to kind of help the consumers, get interested in playing the card game competitively. So, again, you can check that out on their Twitch or YouTube channel for Pokemon. And like I said, it comes out every Thursday at 2 p.m. PST. Well, that's it when it comes to the card game. I think we're still waiting on any sort of news for a supposed special 25th anniversary set that's kind of rumored or speculated to come out later this fall. Shining Fates is not the 25th anniversary set, so it seems. So I'm excited to see what it's about, but I'm also hoping that it's not going to be that hard to get, and that if there's enough product out there for everybody to get a hold of. But let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit. There are a lot of things to talk about in the mobile game department, and of course we still got the big couple announcements to talk about as far as the virtual concert, but let's go ahead and move into Pokemon Center for a bit. So, with Pokemon Center, they've uploaded their site. They have a new layout now, in case you haven't checked it out in a while, and they just dropped a new series, a new line, called the Greatest Hits, which is a really cool concept. So what it is that they feature a Pokemon with a very particular move, and I don't want to say a signature move, because some of these moves don't seem like it's, like when I think of these moves, I don't automatically think of these Pokemon, at least for a few of them. But let's say, for example, Mimikyu. Mimikyu is featured on a design that has the word Astonish above it, above the Mimikyu. So the move or attack Astonish is to coincide with Mimikyu, which I don't see that. I don't know. When I think of Mimikyu, I think of Shadow Claw or Shadow Sneak? I forget what the exact attack name is. But I mean, Astonish, sure. This one makes sense. Tyranitar with Stone Edge. There's also Infernape with Flame Wheel. Morpeko? Oh man, I don't remember exact proper pronouncing for this, but Morpeko has Power Trip, Umbreon with Moonlight, Arcanine with Flare Blitz, Gengar with Shadow Punch, Gyarados with Thrash, Charizard with Fire Fang, and Pikachu with Thunder Wave. So again, I don't agree to a couple of those. Like Pikachu with Thunder Wave, I would assume Thunderbolt. Gyarados with Thrash, I would assume maybe Dragon Breath or Hydro Pump. So I don't know exactly what goes on behind their thinking for their reasoning behind some of these moves, but nevertheless, right? The designs are really cool on their own. They have posters, right? You can get a 10-pack of posters, one for each Pokemon. They also have t-shirts with these designs on them, which are really cool. And I think my favorite item that came out of this is the lanyards. Like, they seem to be nice quality lanyards, and they have a badge holder, which also seems to be very sturdy, very, I don't know, just like almost professional in a way. And they're pretty cool. I suggest you go to Pokemon Center and check them out. There's also, I think, a couple hoodies that are up there for sale, and I hope that they make more. I haven't decided if I'm going to drop the money to get the posters. Like, they do look cool. I just don't know how to arrange them on a wall. Like, I'm going to have to think about this one. But the 10-pack is like $40, so it's not too bad. It's actually a pretty nice deal. And then the sizes of the posters are, let's see here, they're 18 by 12. So not incredibly large, but kind of makes for like a nice background or something. So check out that line. Again, they call it the greatest hits, and I'm hoping they make more because I don't see a legitimate water type on here. You could argue Gyarados. Yes, I know Gyarados is a water flying type, but the image is more on the, I don't know, it's just, it doesn't give water type vibes, and the move is Thrash, so it's not a water type attack, and there's no one else on this list that has a water type attack, so I'm a little disappointed in that, but nevertheless, still, the whole line is pretty cool to check out. Also, they dropped on Pokemon Center the Pokemon Official Galar Region Activity Book, which there was the Alola one. Now, of course, there's a Galar one, and it's $15. It's got like a cross. It doesn't have. I don't know if it's got a crossword puzzle, but it's got mazes. It's got matching games in there. Spot the difference or whatever. Actually, I was thinking about picking one up because you can get it at Barnes and Noble as well. But I was thinking about picking one up and posting it on Instagram, like the before and after. I don't know how that works with copyright, right? Like I'm taking a photo of a page in a book and put it on Instagram, and if I do that every day for every page, I don't know if that would put me in trouble. If someone knows the whole rule behind that, let me know. That'd be great. I don't know. They're just like fun little easy kid stuff, but I just think it'd be... I always wanted like a Pokemon crossword book. Like I know Cerebi.net sometimes put out like crossword puzzles for special occasions, but I like a continuous like Pokemon crossword puzzle so that way I can just kind of do something Pokemon each day. And I think this is probably the closest I'm going to get to it. So I'm like I said, I'm probably going to buy one and just kind of work on a different activity each day. I don't know if I mentioned this too already, because I don't know if this came up last time we talked about Pokemon Center. But in addition to those V battle decks that were released last week, which by the way are still in stock at Pokemon Center. So if you haven't gotten a hold of a Pokemon V deck, the Blastoise V deck or the Venusaur V deck, and you can't find it in stores, just go on PokemonCenter.com and buy both. I mean, when you buy both, you'll get free shipping for it because the minimum is $20, and each box is like $15. So do yourself a favor and just get it from Pokemon Center. But after the V decks, they also released a new set of pins, and these are very cool. So there's these are like pixel pins, like they're 8-bit pixel design. Pikachu and Raichu as a 2-pack, and then we have three packs. Each of them is a starter Pokemon. So Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, and of course the best one, and my personal favorite, the Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise, which I did order that pin set with the Blastoise V deck, and let me just tell you, the pins are incredible. Like, they are very nice, they're very cool, they're very nostalgic, because they have that 8-bit pixel art to them, making you kind of nostalgic for a lot of the older games, like Fire Red Leaf Green maybe, or just regular Red and Blue. Like, it just kind of brings that wholesome feeling to you, and they're super cool. I may consider getting the rest of them, maybe, just to have it as like a nice collectible. I mean, it is all a starter Pokemon, but we'll see. In due time, we'll see if I end up doing that. I really got to save money for cards, though. As soon as they come back in stock, I'm going to buy up. Not every card, just a couple boxes, because it's been so long. All right. Now, as far as merchandise goes, there's a couple other things. The other thing I can mention, this is not on PokemonCenter.com, but Jazzwares, which is a toy line responsible for most of the Pokemon toys nowadays, recently came out with an announcement about some new plushes coming to stores. And they are of the starter Pokemon, Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander. But in commemoration of the 25th anniversary, they are going to be silver. They're going to be completely silver plushes. If you go on their Facebook or even on their Twitter, they have a picture of them. And I get silver. I get why it's silver. In case anyone wasn't aware, I guess the 25th anniversary of anything really. Maybe it's a wedding thing or just a celebration thing, but the thing is silver, right? Like every year or every particular year has like a certain material or something to it, like wool or gold or whatever. 25 is silver, so it kind of makes sense why there's like silver Funko Pops coming, which we got to talk about soon too, and why now there's the silver plush line. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of these plushes. They look, I don't know, not cheaply made per se, but they just don't look as clean and as high quality as the regular Jazzware plushes. And I don't know, I feel like I'm still going to end up getting these, of course, because, again, celebrating 25 years of Pokemon, why not? But if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would pick these up at all. Like, these just don't look that great, and maybe that's just a personal preference, of course, but you guys can check them out. Again, if you go to Jazzwares, go on their Facebook or Twitter, you're going to see the silver plushes somewhere along their posting. So those are coming out, I believe they mentioned, in the springtime. So we still got some time to wait to get these products, or maybe you want to reconsider getting them. I don't know. Regardless, that's still new merchandise that's coming out. And the only other thing merchandise-wise that I want to talk about are the Funko Pops. So we know recently, right, there was the announcement of the silver Funko Pops, Pikachu and Bulbasaur. And of course, I think it's safe to say that they're going to do one of Squirtle and Charmander. I mean, it'd be kind of odd if they don't. So we can expect 2 more waves coming eventually throughout the year. And along with those, we did get other Funko Pops. We know that there's a Psyduck. That was one of the lines. We know there was a Ponyta, the other one, and a Mew. Well, there's been a new Funko Pop announcement for Pokemon. And I'm not very happy with this. Not necessarily that it's a very terrible thing. I just think it's the whole concept behind what they're doing to take advantage of the Funko Pop craze, maybe, if it's still a craze. But with Target Con coming up, their whole mini Funko Pop con. I don't know how Target or why Target does this thing. Target gets a lot of exclusives for Funkos, but one of them was revealed to be a 10-inch silver Pikachu Funko Pop. This is kind of frustrating. I mean, how many times are we going to get the same Pikachu? How many times are we just going to get a Pikachu in general? Like, we've barely gone into the Pokedex. Barely, like, the first, 12? Like, we have a Psyduck, a Ponyta, a Cubo, and Rattata. Like, yeah, there's some variety there, but we've already got so many multiples of some of these Pokemon. Like, we've gotten a couple Squirtles, Flockton and regular, a couple of Charmanders, Bulbasaurs, Eevees, although Eevee technically has 3 versions. Pikachu has like 18,000 versions, it seems like. But to come out with a silver Pikachu Funko Pop, right? That's one thing. Okay, sure, fine. I'm going to give you a little slack on that. But not to make it also a 10-inch? Like, this makes me worried that we're going to have a 10-inch silver Bulbasaur, a 10-inch silver Squirtle, a 10-inch silver Charmander. Like, these Funko Pops are not necessary. Like, at this point, I don't even think that they're that cool anymore, the big ones. Like, I've gotten every single Pokemon Funko Pop to this point, except the one that eludes me is the flocked Mewtwo, because that was a whole fiasco with the Funko Pop store. But I mean, other than that, I have every single Funko Pop Pokemon, and I'm going to still collect them because I have every one at this point. Why would I stop now? But it's just kind of getting frustrating and less exciting for me when I see a Funko Pokemon announcement, because it's like, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a reissue of something with a different color. Like, it's just irritating. And I thought it would stop there, right? I'm like, okay, fine. At this point, they have my money. I am upset, but whatever. Well, it turns out that Emerald City Comic Con, uh, their Funko Pop exclusives have started to leak, or at least a couple of them have. One of them being a Charmander. Now, mind you, we've had a Charmander already. We've had a Flock Charmander. Now, this is a new Charmander that is the Diamond series. Like, it's got the diamond look or the diamonds all around it. So, there's a third Charmander now that's undergoing one of those new Funko variants. But does that mean we're going to get a Squirtle Diamond series, a Bulbasaur, a Pikachu, another Pikachu? Like, I don't know. I don't understand why Pokemon Company can't just break further into, what it is that they have. There's 898 Pokemon. Like, you're telling me you have to have like 1,000 Pikachus? Like, there has to be a Pikachu in every wave? I think they can cut some slack on Pikachu. Pikachu's already got enough spotlight. So, Pokemon Company, please dive further into your Pokedex. There are plenty of other Pokemon that people want, that people are looking forward to, and stop with the variants. Like, I can only have so many jumbo Pikachus. Like, right, we have the 10-inch regular Pikachu, and then we have this silver one coming out, and then there was the 18-inch Pikachu that's like sitting in my closet right now. Like, there's too many. I just hope that we start to see much more variety in the Pokemon and kind of start straying away from Kanto a bit. I think Pichu's the only one that technically isn't Kanto, but I mean, let's see some other Pokemon, like, I don't know, a Lucario if you want to do one, or what would be another good Funko Pop Pokemon? I mean, if we break into Legendary, it'd be kind of cool to see the Tapus as Funko Pokemon Pops, but hopefully we do get to see that variety soon enough. Alright, let's get the train rolling as we move right into the Pokemon video games, mobile and Nintendo Switch game. There's a lot here. I think I'm going to, of course, start with Pokemon Cafe and kind of end it with Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go has the most, considering that the Kanto Tour is coming up. So, Pokemon Cafe, it's been confirmed that there will be brand new order stages added to Pokemon Cafe Mix, which I believe at the time of recording that's already happened, and that will also include Emolga. Also, we have a new cafe event. Snorlax team event is on its second run, adding Snorlax in the game as a special customer. So that will be available until the 24th. And then there's been a new update for Cafe Mix that has added the 50 new stages and new gimmicks into the game. So those are just your minor Pokemon Cafe news. We can talk about Pokemon Masters next. So Pokemon Masters is doing a rerun of its Lurking Shadow Legendary event. This event will run until March 11th, and this is the event that gives you the Giovanni and Mewtwo. And the way that you like get the prizes, like this time around, it's like a coin box thing. So you get tokens, you go into this prize pool, you put your tokens in, and you get a bunch of like random prizes. And there's like at least 10 prize pools to go through. But this is kind of an inconvenient time, because there's another event that I'm going to bring up here in a second that kind of has the same thing, but now you're kind of deciding, do you continue with the Giovanni and Mewtwo? Do you do the other one? Because you only have so much stamina that you can do. And so it's kind of unfortunate, because it feels like you have to pick one or the other. But in the case that you don't have the Giovanni and Mewtwo, you take advantage of this opportunity. Giovanni and Mewtwo are very, very good in the game. So please make sure you go ahead and go through that quest line. But there is now the Give and Take event live in Pokemon Masters that will run until March 4th. Now, this tells the story of Lysander coming to Passia to enact his plans, and it provides you the sync pair of Professor Sycamore and Xerneas. So we did talk about this beforehand. It looks like they're pairing up Xerneas with Professor Sycamore, which I guess would make sense. I don't think we saw Professor Sycamore with a particular particular Pokemon in the X and Y series? Not. Yeah, I don't believe he had a specific one. I guess Garchomp, but I mean they gave Garchomp to Cynthia, and that makes more sense. So, it's pretty cool. I've not finished the quest line, so I don't have Sycamore and Xerneas, but what I do have is the Lysander and Yveltal. So they gave the other legendary to the I guess the villain of Pokemon XY, Lysander. But that's a Pokefair Scout, so it's just a regular Scout Spotlight that you're just going to have to use your gems for in order to pull Lysander. And I was very fortunate when I did my 11 pull, I spent the 3,000 gems, that I actually got 2 Lysanders out of it. And that's it. I'm just going to go for that. I'm not even going to strive further because I feel like I'm just going to waste gems. Because I'd rather save them for a new pair that is coming up. So along with this, with these 2 events, there was also a new update. One of the message from the developers out there, and Cerebi has a very shortened, condensed version of it. But these are some of the upcoming changes coming to Pokemon Masters EX. First of all, they announced that Piers and Obstagoon will be added on February 18th alongside some new main story content. So this is pretty cool. I like the fact that now we're finally kind of digging into the Galar Pokemon, and Piers and Obstagoon seem like an appropriate match. So I'm very excited for this, and of course I'll be saving the rest of my gems to try to get this pair. Also, we will have a new legendary event featuring Cresselia. And then the 1.5 anniversary event will begin on February 25th, which I have a good, I don't know, I have a good feeling that it's just going to be very much centered around the Pokemon 25th anniversary. And so I guess, they're going to use their 1.5 anniversary to help promote that. There's also a new Sync Pair Scout coming. It's called the Master Fair, and will give you new Master Sync Pairs that are stronger than normal with a Master Passive skill. I don't know what this means exactly. Like, are we getting brand new Sync Pairs, or are we going to get the same Sync Pairs? Like, for instance, a Red and Charizard, but this time it's going to have a new ability. Like, are we double dipping now into characters? I hope that's not the case, and that these Master Sync Pairs, maybe they're like mythical Pokemon? I mean, they kind of already did that with Oak and Mew, but Oak and Mew are good, but they're not like, the most amazing Sync Pairs. So is this only going to be mythical Pokemon? Because it just seems like it should hold like a much higher value, a much higher title than the other ones. And if we're double dipping into characters again, I don't know. That just seems kind of like not a scam per se, but like now you're really trying to push people to just want to spend gems. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully these sync pairs are actually better than what I'm thinking in my head that they are. We'll see. New theme skills will be added as well, including Villain, Pallet Town, Complicated Family, Suit, Bodybuilder, Grown Woman, and much more. And those are just a few of the updates coming, but it's pretty exciting. I think the biggest takeaway from this is the Piers and Obstagoon. I think that's, for me personally, that's the one I'm most excited to see coming soon to the Pokemon Masters game. Next up, let's talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield. So there's a couple new things going on. First and foremost, I guess we should mention about the whole Cramorant Max Raid Battle event that's already over. But it appears that over 1 million Cramorant got defeated. And so now the special item distribution is now live in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So make sure you go to Mystery Gift and click on Receive via Internet. You have until the 28th, and you will get a Toxic Orb, Flame Orb, Light Ball, Gold Bottle Cap, 3 Bottle Caps, and 3 Pearl Strings. That event, I did play a few more rounds. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys got a chance to play it, and hopefully you guys got a shiny Cramorant out of it. But now the Max Raid event is over. It was back to the Fighting and Psychic type promoted raids for a little while, but just recently, literally a few hours before we started recording this, they announced a new Wild Area event in which you have a chance to catch a shiny Milcery in promoted raids. So Milcery is the featured Pokemon. This is a tie-in to Valentine's Day because this is going to end at the end of the night on February 14th. But yeah, Milcery is the push here. So I guess there's 16, 18 different forms of Alcremie. So stock up on your Milcery and get as many shinies as you can, because it'd be cool to have that many of shiny Alcremie for a living dex per se. Also coming to the Pokemon Sword and Shield game, it seems that signage from stores in the US and Canada have been posted online, which reveals a new event coming to the US and Canada. This event will give you a shiny Toxicity and will be given from February 19th to tie in with the new TCG set Shining Fates. The event will be given via serial code obtained at GameStop using Pokemon Pass app in the US, or serial code given at EB Games in Canada. Cool that they're giving a shiny Toxicity. I think that's kind of a cool cross promotion with the Pokemon card game products. But what I'm more interested in is that they brought up Pokemon Pass again. Do you guys still remember Pokemon Pass? Because I remember that was kind of a big deal during Detective Pikachu times, I want to say. And they gave away a couple Pokemon. Oh, no, during Let's Go, where they also gave away like a shiny Mewtwo through Pokemon Pass, which unfortunately I did get the code, but I never redeemed it. So I'm pretty mad at myself about that. Regardless, it was what hasn't been used since then. Like, nothing has happened to Pokemon Pass. And I have like a Pokemon app, like group. I don't know what you call it in iPhones, where it's like a folder and it's just all the Pokemon apps, like Pokemon Go, Masters, and all that's in there. And I keep looking at Pokemon Pass because it's right there, and I'm like, man, like, are they gonna just delete this? Like, are they just gonna get rid of Pokemon Pass? Like, was this just like kind of a lost cause? It didn't go as well as they thought, because they kept doing all these other giveaways for Pokemon, and it was always through like mystery gift. But now they're bringing back Pass for shiny Toxicity. Like, I'm wondering if they're actually going to uphold this too, right? Because you have to go to GameStop. Unless, of course, they put the QR code on the GameStop website, so you don't have to go to the store. It'd be interesting to see that. But I don't know what to think of this. Like, I didn't think they would do Pokemon Pass. I thought maybe it was a lost cause. But at the same time, are we going to have to be forced to go out there to get this code? I kind of hope not, because that's, you don't want to do that in the middle of a pandemic. But we should see. It's still exciting, nevertheless, that we're getting a shiny Toxicity. And I can't recall what form it is. I'm sure if you go to Cerebi or just look it up online, it'll show you the exact Toxicity that we'll end up getting. The only other Pokemon Sword and Shield announcement to talk about, or at least just to mention, the next online competition has been announced. The competition, called the Global Challenge 2021 Winter Battle, is a single battle competition that allows for you to use one of the restricted legendaries in your team. All players who enter get 50 battle points. Registration is now open until February 25th, and battles will run from February 26th through February 28th. So VGC competitive players out there, if you've ever done single battles, this is your opportunity to shine, considering that up until now it's always been double battles. So I'm wondering if this is the first steps into making single battles more competitive, because that would be very nice. I've never really understood that. Like, they promote double battles, which is fine, which is cool, but Pokemon has always been like a 1v1 type of thing. Like, they've done double battles in the anime, but it's always been, choose your Pokemon against your opponent's Pokemon. Oh, your Pokemon gets knocked out, choose another one. Like, it's always been just 1v1 throughout the entire matches. So I'm curious if maybe this is nothing. Maybe this isn't really that kind of first step, and this is just a special event. But I would like to see Pokemon VGC get into that, 1v1 competitive, to make it more, I guess, to give it more exposure to the public. Yeah, there are other rules out there. I'm not too familiar with them, so I'm not going to really bring them up, but I just think it'd be nice to have something official from Pokemon Company themselves. Now, before we get into all the Pokemon Go fiascos, there's a couple of other video game stuff that we can kind of bring up really quick. Pokemon Quest has apparently been in a long beta in China. If you don't remember Pokemon Quest, it was announced, I think, the same year as Let's Go, but it was like this very, not necessarily, it was like was it like a Tsum Tsum kind of thing? Almost as like Tsum Tsum meets Minecraft. You got to be on a new region, you used Pokemon to kind of explore these little areas, and you had to build a camp to attract more Pokemon and to put them on your team. It was actually kind of an interesting game. I didn't get very far because it's one of those games where you either grind for a very long time to continue to progress, or you pay like, I think it was like $35 for the biggest bundle, and then you kind of like expedite your growth. But I didn't want to pay $35, and I think during that time I was really into Destiny, or was it Destiny 2? And everyone knows what the grind is like in those games, and so I don't think I in my head I was like, I don't want to grind in Pokemon Quest. But nevertheless, it is a cool game to check out. But going back to this, it was in beta for a very long time in China, and it appears that it's now officially been given approval for release. So the game is an enhanced version of Pokemon Quest, and it provides a variety of new features, including player customization and player versus player mode. What's interesting though is that are we gonna get that same update? Or is it just a Chinese thing? Like, if they're going to update Quest like that for another country, why not give it to everybody? So I'll be interested to see if Pokemon Quest gets there's an announcement maybe on Pokemon Day for Pokemon Quest. Be like, hey, here's some extra features coming to Pokemon Quest. And by the way, there's a Pokemon Quest 2 coming out. I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool to have. But it's exciting nevertheless. And it's good that it's finally getting out to more people. And the next announcement to bring up is regarding Pokemon Worlds this year. So it has been announced that the 2021 Pokemon World Championships have been canceled due to the current global situation. As a result, the 2022 Pokemon World Championships have been confirmed to be held in London following the cancellations of both 2021 and 2020's World Championships that were both scheduled to be in London. All invitations that existed for the 2020 Pokemon World Championships will carry over to this event. This event will house the video game, TCG, and Pokemon Tournament DX World Championships. So they canceled it, which completely reasonable. I think not a lot of people were surprised by this. It seems like the right call, considering that things are still trying to get controlled here. We know the vaccine's coming out. They didn't want to risk maybe if something goes wrong or if the vaccines aren't as effective. So it makes sense for them to cancel World Championships. Yeah, it sucks. It's a bummer. But it is the right thing to do. And hopefully by 2022, everything is way more controlled than it is right now. And that we can have safe travels and safe guidelines in place to make sure that everyone can enjoy Pokemon Worlds. I know there's a lot of YouTube or content creators in general out there that were really excited to go to Worlds this year, especially being that it's in London. But nevertheless, hey, that's a whole nother year. You can start saving some more money to make your London trip an amazing one. So it's a bittersweet announcement, but it is, like I said, the right call to make. All right, I think it's time. Let's get into the Pokemon Go announcements because there are a lot of them. First of all, the Lunar New Year event is happening right now, so go through and get your various red Pokemon, and don't forget to complete the research that goes along with it because it does give you the Mega Gyarados candy that you need if you want to get your Mega Gyarados. And Mega Gyarados is in raids. This event is going to end sometime on February 14th. I think it's like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you just go out there and get, your Tauros, your Miltank, your Darmanitans, your Krabbies. Like, it's been actually a pretty cool event. I'm liking the spawns that I'm seeing. I haven't finished the time research yet, but this is a good opportunity, an easy opportunity to get some Mega Gyarados candy, especially if you want to have that Mega Gyarados to add to your Pokedex. Now, in addition to that, the Pokemon Go Battle League has now shifted to the Master League format alongside its Premier Cup as well as the new Love Cup, which only uses red or pink Pokemon, and this will run until February 15th. And in other kind of other country news, and we have another announcement for a new event, but this is only for players in Latin America and the Caribbean. This event is to celebrate Carnival, or is it Carnival? Ooh, I'm going to get a lot of hate on that one. It runs I think it runs from now, no, it runs from February 18th to February 19th. So it's for one whole day. The event has Diglett, Jigglypuff, Hitmontop, Torchic, Lotad, Kricketot, Munna, and Emolga that will appear more in Incense. And during that event, Incense will last 3 hours. On February 18th, there will be a Kricketot raid hour. Interesting. On February 19th, there will be an Emolga raid hour. And then there will be a box available for free during this event, giving 50 Pokeballs, 2 Incense, 10 Raspberries, and a remote raid pass. Why Kricketot and Emolga? Like, I'm not too familiar with the celebration over there, so I'm sure maybe they have a direct tie-in, but that just seems like a really random raid to do. But like I said, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of connection there. So those are some of the minor things. The next couple of things are major events coming up for the Pokemon Kanto Tour. But we'll start with the new Valentine's Day event that's going to be happening here in just a couple of days. So the event is a Valentine's Day event and features an increase of Pokemon that come in pairs and introduces Munna and Musharna into the game. It will run from February 14th through February 18th. The event features increased spawns of Nidoran, both male and female, Plusle, Minun, Volbeat, Illumise, Lovedisk, Munna, Phoebus, and more. Eevee, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Togepi, Lovedisk, Munna, Woobat, and Cottony will be in 5k eggs. There will be field research tasks exclusive to the event to give encounters with Ralts, Volbeat, Illumise, Spinda with the heart pattern, Alomomola, oh man, I can never pronounce that one, Alomomola, and more. Ralts, Volbeat, Illumise, Phoebus, Munna, and Esper will be in 1-star raids, while Togetic, Espeon, Umbreon, Gardevoir, Gallade, and Alomomola, that weird fish thing, will appear in 3-star raids. Evolving Kirlia into Gardevoir or Gallade will give the move Synchronize. Well, they say Synchronize. I'm pretty sure it's just Synchronize. Maybe that's a typo. And there will be a collection challenge to catch Nidoran, both male and female, Espeon, Umbreon, Plusle, Minun, Volbeat, Illumise, Latios, and that weird fish thing to receive 5 silver Pinap berries, a lucky egg, and an egg incubator. A special box featuring 3 raid passes for free will be live, and then during this event there will be various bonuses. Gifts will contain more berries. You're more likely to become lucky friends with a player. Lucky trades are more likely to happen at random, and trading distance is increased to 40 kilometers. So it seems like a cool Valentine's Day event. I think that, of course, the biggest push here is the Munna and Musharna. I believe this is the first time that they're in the game, so more new Pokemon to add to your Pokedex. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything else really that you want to go for. Maybe the Spinda with the heart pattern, because I know there's only been a limited number of Spinda out there. So that might be one of the other highly sought after Pokemon. But the other Pokemon that's on this list, nothing really too crazy to go for. But it makes sense. I think the Pokemon fit the event, and it's only for a few days anyway. So enjoy it while it lasts, and definitely catch as much Munna and Musharna that you need for your collection. Okay, let's bring up all the news regarding the Pokemon Go Tour Kanto. We're going to talk about what they announced for the date of the ticketed event and what is coming after the ticket event for what seems to be a week. But With the ticket event starting on February 20th, it will feature a variety of bonuses which have finally been announced. As previously, there are Pokemon that appear in your instance based on the version that you choose. So in the event, there will be special research. This special research will culminate in an encounter with Shiny Ditto. Following completion of that research, you'll unlock a new kind of research called Masterwork Research. This research contains a line task that includes getting a Kanto Platinum Medal, catching 30 Pokemon of each type, spinning 151 unique Pokestops, reach level 40, walk 151 kilometers, and more. It ends with an encounter with Shiny Mew. And just for everybody's sake, it says it right here, this does not need to be completed during the event. I think it's just easier because the spawns will obviously coincide with what you're trying to do. But, rest assured, if it takes you a year to get the Shiny Mew, then so be it. It takes you a year. You want to pay your ticket and you open it up. That's the important part. Open up the game on that day after you're buying your ticket. Like, just open up the game, access the research. You will have that research forever, and you don't have to worry about wasting the money. All right, so there's some more things here. There will be 10 collection challenges during the event, which will be live until the evening of February 28th. The first 5 are based on various elements of the event. Red trade, red catch, green trade, green catch, with the one you receive depending on which version you picked. And then raid, evolution, and research. The second 5 are based on different locations from Kanto: Pallet Town, Pewter City, Cerulean City, Fuchsia City, and then the Pokemon League. So interesting. Okay, so this is a collection event. So there has to be trading. They're really kind of pushing this trading thing, and I'm wondering how well that's going to work. I mean, did they say that the trading ranges are going to be increased? Ooh, I hope so, because, right, if this is, again, we have to consider the pandemic, they might want to consider opening up trading, but we'll see. Maybe it shows up in the announcement, or maybe that's something that they're waiting till that day of to announce. We'll, hopefully, fingers crossed. All right. The first 5 locations are used to determine the Pokemon that spawn in the wild, much like GoFest. Every hour for the first 10 hours of the event, the Pokemon that spawn change, with the last 2 hours of the event containing spawns for all Pokemon that were spawning. So from 9 to 9, basically, they're cycling through these town-themed spawns. So from 9 to 10, Pallet Town, 10 to 11, Pewter City, 11 to 12, Cerulean City, 12 to 1, Fuchsia City, 1 to 2, Pokemon League, and then it recycles again until 7 o'clock. From 7 to 9, it will be Pokemon from all the previous hours. Although, I'm curious why those specific ones and why we didn't get every city. I mean, if it's a 9 to 9, that's 12 hours, at least 8 cities. I don't know. Interesting that they decided to go this route. But what I'm actually excited for, I think that people are overlooking, during the event, remixed versions of the music from the original game arranged by Junichi Masuda will be playing. I have to be honest here. I have muted Pokemon Go since maybe sometime after the first couple of months of playing it. I am not a fan of the song that plays while you open up the app. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't seem very exciting to play the game when you have the music on like that. So I'm excited to hear this music. So I'm going to be unmuting Pokemon Go finally for this day, just to check it out and see how the music sounds. And I'm very excited that it's remixed versions. Like, I think any remixed version of any Pokemon song usually sounds good. So that's exciting. I think out of anything, I'm mostly excited for that. But it's a very busy day. I think what's really cool is that we get a Shiny Ditto. I think there was a lot of worry about how they're going to release Shiny Ditto. If, like, you have to just catch it by random. But it seems like you're going to be given one as long as you access that special research. But the work for the Mew, man, that's a lot. 30 Pokemon of each type, spinning 151 unique Pokestops. Like, you have to go somewhere new, like somewhere you haven't been before, and spin as many of those Pokestops as possible. Otherwise, I mean, I guess if you're traveling, start spinning everything that's along your way. Like now, I feel like I'm gonna stop spinning Pokestops so that way I don't, run into one I haven't been yet, and just keep that available. Reach level 40. So I guess that's another kind of push to have people that aren't level 40 yet to try to get them there so they can get their shiny Mew. The walking 151 kilometers, to do that in a day, man, they are really trying to make this like, go with a buddy and just play Pokemon Go all day. And it makes sense, right? That's the whole point of the game. And I'm sure that's the whole push. They're marketing for it. But I just don't know if they're going to get backlash for this. I haven't seen the social media reactions for it, but pandemic, is this okay to do? Does that seem reasonable to go walk 151 kilometers? I don't know. But nevertheless, I'm looking forward to this. Unfortunately for me, I have class until 3:30 that day, so I won't be doing much of this event. But after that 3:30 mark, hopefully, I don't know, I might try to go out somewhere and see how much of the event I can do and catch as many of the Pokemon as I can. Now, after this event, we have the Kanto Celebration event that will feature an increase of, and this is their words, Picanto Pokemon. It runs from February 21st through February 27th. This event features increased spawns of Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Weedle, Pikachu, Geodude, Clefairy, Psyduck, Slowpoke, Ghastly, Voltorb, Magikarp, and more, with Caterpie, Pidgey, Spearow, Poliwag, Abra, Seal, Machop, Krabby, Execute, Horsey, Goldeen being attracted by incense. Oddish, Bellsprout, Tangela, Dratini, Pichu, Elekid, Magby, and more will be in 5k eggs. There will be a field research task giving encounters with Doduo, Magnemite, Diglett, Ammonite, Kabuto, Snorlax, Jigglypuff, Clefairy, and more. Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu, Magikarp, and Dratini will be in 1-star raids, while Scyther, Pinsir, Machoke, Kadabra, Haunter, Graveler, and Lapras will appear in 3-star raids. The collection challenges from Go Tour Kanto will continue on during this event. The following Pokemon will have their prior Community Day moves. So evolve Ivysaur to Venusaur to know Frenzy Plant. Evolve Charmeleon to get a Charizard that knows Blast Burn. Evolve Wartortle to get a Blastoise that knows Hydro Cannon. Evolve Pichu to get a Pikachu that knows Surf. Now that's very cool. That's something I think a lot of people are going to want to do for sure. And evolve Eevee into any of its evolutions to get an evolved form that knows Last Resort. And then the last one here, evolve Dragonair to get Dragonite that knows Draco Meteor. Yeah, this is definitely very Kanto heavy. I think it's cool. I never get sick of Kanto, and I get it. Some people are burnt out because they do Kanto so many times. But I mean, that's where most of its player base is, right? I mean, a lot of us grew up with Red and Blue. So, the players that I think that are burnt out from Kanto are just players that, started maybe with Gen 2 or Gen 3 maybe, or Gen 5, which I understand you want to see more of the gen that you started with being represented more. But I think at the heart of it, this is where Pokemon began, and so it makes a sense for Pokemon Company to kind of do all these celebrations with the fact that this is the start of it all. Like this is, the red and green. Like this, these are the two versions, the two games that took us on our journeys. I mean, I started with Blue when it came, of course, here to America, and just seeing that moment with Squirtle, like, having it as my partner and going through that whole adventure is very nostalgic for me. So I never get sick of Kanto Pokemon, and I'm very much looking forward to the event. And plus, this is going to help anyway with the collection challenge to get that shiny Mew. So, why not partake in this event? But that's it. That's all the Pokemon Go stuff. It's a lot. I mean, they are preparing for that big Kanto event, and it's something that people are really excited for. I mean, shiny Mew, I think there's only been 1 or 2 opportunities where you can get a legitimate shiny Mew, like a non-hacked, non-illegal Pokemon. So shiny Mew is very awesome to get, and I'm very excited for it. And plus you get a shiny Ditto too. Like this, I don't see a whole lot of complaints other than I can understand, like, trying to make this work within pandemic. And I think a lot of people are going to be eyeing that, but as long as you don't have to do it in that day, which they've already come out and said you don't have to complete it during that event, I think it's fine. If it takes a little bit longer, then so be it. But hey, that's just my opinion on it, and hopefully you guys get to enjoy the event, and just make sure to be safe out there. All right, so it's a lot to take in. We've gone through a lot. I feel like I've covered almost everything that was relevant and important, but now we get on to the big announcement. Today, the day of recording this, it's a Thursday, and they announced something very big that no one saw coming. So we knew from the recent, or the last Pokemon 25th anniversary announcement stuff, that we knew Katy Perry was basically headlining this P25 music event that Pokemon was going to launch. And out of nowhere, the Pokemon Company dropped a video on Twitter and YouTube showing Post Malone to be hosting a virtual concert on Pokemon Day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Pokemon Company International announces a virtual concert featuring Post Malone, and few details have been revealed about this virtual concert, but it will be hosted by the Pokemon Company on their Twitch and YouTube channel. Further details for the P25 music campaign will be announced following his concert. And the Pokemon Company International have also confirmed there will be more new announcements across the franchise during the week of Pokemon's 25th anniversary, and at present it is unclear what it will be revealed. So this is huge. This is a big thing. This is like I don't think anyone really expected for a Pokemon Company to host a virtual concert, let alone featuring Post Malone. I think of many artists out there. Like, I was under the impression that Katy Perry was kind of like the big name here. Now, I know when they said starring or featuring Katy Perry, she may not have been necessarily implied as like the main event, but I just assumed that all the other artists are going to be artists that maybe we never heard before, or artists from other countries, which would have been kind of cool. But no, it seems like Pokemon is going very mainstream with this. Like, we're getting a Post Malone concert. This is kind of reminiscent of Travis Scott holding a Fortnite concert or something like that. Like, I never knew Post Malone was a Pokemon fan. Like, apparently he was quoted saying that he keeps a Game Boy Color around just so he could play Pokemon. Like, it's very cool that, here's how I see it. Katy Perry reaches a certain niche audience. Post Malone reaches a certain niche audience. So Pokemon, I think it's becoming more obvious that they are very selective with who they choose now, just to make sure that they put it out there to everybody that it is Pokemon's 25th anniversary, and probably reaching out to people who have been out of tune of Pokemon for a very long time, like have just kind of thought that they're too old for Pokemon, and so why would they ever go back? But Post Malone, I mean, his audience, yeah, you could argue some of the audience members are kind of like teenagers. I know I have a couple middle schoolers that do listen to Post Malone, but I mean, his content isn't exactly clean all the time, so to capitalize or to use Post Malone for this, like, it's kind of genius on Pokemon's side, and it shows that they're willing to take risks. But some of these people, like, I can imagine, right, a kid that grows up thinking that certain things are cool, and listens to a lot of rap music, or maybe listens to a lot of rock music, and completely forgets about Pokemon. But now their favorite artist, in this case Post Malone, or an artist that they listen to a lot, comes out and sings about Pokemon, has like this really cool Pokemon song, throws his concert for Pokemon to celebrate the 25th anniversary, and goes, oh man, I remember when I was a kid and I was really into Pokemon, and hey man, Post Malone's really into it. This is cool. Maybe I should go back through all my old stuff. Like, it's that whole nostalgic trip again, and I think it brings out like the kid in us, and I think that's the one thing people tend to forget as we get older, right? And this is maybe just touching on my own personal story here, but as I gotten older, it seemed like I was kind of losing a bit of that childhood, right? I got through my Pokemon phase of like, oh, Pokemon, it's not necessarily that cool anymore, and I don't have a lot of friends playing it, so I'm not gonna really play it that much. But then, I lived through a roommate that was really into Pokemon, and because of him and seeing him play the game, it got me back into it. And I think everyone's been through that phase, and someone, there are people out there who still, don't even think about Pokemon anymore, despite, being very obsessive with it in their childhood. And all it takes is for someone that you kind of interact with on a frequent basis. In this case, like, let's just say, this person is listening to a lot of Post Malone music, and for that to be kind of slid in there to be like, oh, what's this new Post Malone song that's about Pokemon? Oh man, it just reignites that child in that person. I think that at least that's what I think they're going for. And it's smart. It's smart marketing, in my opinion. Pokemon Company could have just, done like what I said before, like just choose these kind of lesser known music artists and just kind of go with these different genres and just let it be that. But no, they seem to really want to capitalize on probably certain markets that they know that there are people out there who used to love Pokemon and have kind of grown out of it, but want to bring them back in. And this has always been a child's game, but I think, right, what's wrong with that? Like, we want to be children again. Like, we want to go back to those simpler times, and I think playing Pokemon helps us do that, right? Like, I know for me, when I'm playing Pokemon on my Switch, or if I go back to like, the virtual console and play Red and Blue, like, it just brings me back to the good old days of like just on a Saturday morning, Pokemon cartoon is on, I'm playing Pokemon, like I'm catching Pokemon as I'm watching Pokemon. Like, it's just all of that feeling, all of that, like that, all those memories are just, they're just awesome to just relive, especially now during a time like this where, there's a lot of frustration, there's a lot of negativity going on around the world, and I think Pokemon has a very good opportunity here to come back, hitting hard and bringing a lot of light and positivity to a lot of people. And this is, I think that's why I personally am very excited for this virtual concert. Will it be cheesy? Will it be, not as spectacular as maybe I'm making it out to be? Probably, but I don't think it's all about what we see. I think it's all about, all our, like, what we feel, like what we are experiencing when we go through this concert. And hopefully, maybe Post Malone isn't the only artist that's going to be here, right? Maybe there is going to be an appearance by Katy Perry, or maybe some sneak peeks of some other artists that we're going to see. But I'm also just really excited to hear what the actual Pokemon song is going to be. Like, I want to hear the lyrics and see what are they going to talk about, attacks and moves and evolutions, or is it just going to be like a generic song about like change and being on a journey and things like that? Well, we'll see. But yeah, man, this Post Malone concert is awesome. It makes me curious if Pokemon had planned to do like an actual in-person concert. I don't think so, because if it's the 25th anniversary, you're trying to make sure it's accessible to everybody. I mean, you could sell tickets, but then you're really excluding a lot of people. I don't know. I'd be very curious if anyone can find out whether or not Pokemon Company had planned to do in-person concerts for this. Maybe like, Post Malone will perform here, and the next concert would be over here with Katy Perry or whatever. It makes me wonder. But regardless, this is more accessible to everybody, right? Just put it on your living room TV, turn it on, put it on high volume, and just party out to a Pokemon concert. Like, I'm very, like, during the commercial, they did show Post Malone being turned into like a video game designed character, which it doesn't seem like it's that high quality. But regardless, right? If you're gonna have this I guess designed to this character to I don't know, jump or move around a lot, maybe they had to cut back a little bit on the quality. Maybe I don't know if that made sense, but maybe I'm just trying to defend it. Regardless, though, this is an exciting concert. It's an awesome concert. I really hope that the music comes out like on iTunes. Like I'm banking on that I'm going to enjoy it already, so I would like to purchase it right away and just start, jamming out to it in my car on my drive to work. And I'm very curious if they're going to have a virtual concert maybe each month, because that would be amazing. I think that would be really awesome to have, have each, each celebrity, each star, each artist that they've selected host their own virtual concert and, obviously start it or maybe end it with their main Pokemon song. That would be really cool. But this is big. This is definitely big for sure. And you guys let me know what you think about this virtual concert. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to make an event out of it. It makes me wonder if I should have some Pokemon goodies lying around, maybe do some baked goods or something, and just have a good time with it. All right, let's move on to the last segment of our episode, which is, of course, the Pokedex Trivia, where I read to you a Pokedex entry for a mysterious Pokemon. And I'll give you some time to think about it. I may give you a hint or two, and then I'll ask you to lock in your answer, and then I'll reveal who the mystery Pokemon is. Now, the Pokedex entries, I will not tell you from which entry it is, although based off today's readings, it looks like you might be able to guess this one pretty quick. But let's see. I will choose this Pokedex entry, so listen very closely and see. Let's see if we can find out who the mystery Pokemon is. By reading the auras of all things, it can tell how others are feeling from over half a mile away. All right, start thinking what this could possibly be. By reading the auras of all things, it can tell how others are feeling from over half a mile away. Got any ideas so far? I can tell you that it is a dual type Pokemon. It has the ability, or one of its few abilities, Inner Focus. I can tell you that its second typing is Steel, but I feel like at this point you should be able to narrow it down to who it is. I mean, another clue is basically within the Pokedex entry, or at least every time I think of this word, it always reminds me of this particular Pokemon. You locked in your answer? You got it? Here it is. The mysterious Pokemon is none other than number 448, Lucario. I was thinking the word aura was going to probably give it away. Aura Sphere, I don't know. That every time I think of aura, I think of Aura Sphere, which makes me think of Lucario because that's like one of its signature moves, I believe. And the second typing is Steel, first typing is Fighting. It's got abilities Steadfast, Inner Focus, and Justified, although I'm not quite sure which one is probably the most ideal one for Lucario. I don't know how competitive Lucario is. I think he's pretty good in Pokemon tournament, but as far as VGC, I don't know how much use he gets. But Lucario is essentially a fan favorite, that's for sure. Especially, I think, now more so with the anime, with Ash having Riolu, who eventually will evolve into a Lucario. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there was a teaser image given or leaked out from from CoroCore magazine that showed Ash's Lucario with a Mega Stone. So we'll see what happens with that, because that'll be interesting that if Ash can get a hold of a Mega Evolution. Be curious to see how far they go with that, though. All right, let's look up some trivia for Lucario. Let's see here. Lucario's English name was revealed on February 9th, 2006 with the announcement of the title of Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. Yes, I do remember him being, he's the star of that movie, and I think that was the first time that I've noticed him too. Let's see, Lucario has the fewest moves of all the Pokemon Tournament fighters with a total of 4. I did not know that. Mega Lucario has the highest special attack stat of all non-legendary fighting type Pokemon. And, oh, here we go. This is the Pokemon of the Year thing. In the Pokemon of the Year poll held by the Pokemon Company in 2020, Lucario was voted the most popular Generation 4 Pokemon, receiving 102,259 votes. It was also the second most popular Pokemon overall. That is highly believable. Let's see here. Origin. Lucario appears to be based on the Egyptian god of funerals and the dead Anubis, who has the head of an African golden wolf. Yeah, I can definitely see that. That's what I think I was initially thinking when I saw Lucario's design. That the headpiece, or the design of the head, definitely looks like that of Anubis. Overall, I think it's a cool Pokemon. I'm not overly hyped about it like other people are. I mean, I do like the kind of the color scheme that goes with it, the blue and the black. Although I'm a little confused by the spikes on it, like the spikes on its hands and the one straight out of his chest. I don't know, it looks a little weird. And I'm not really that big on Mega Lucario. Like it seems like maybe a little too much. It just kind of puts him on a character. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I think I just rather like regular Lucario over Mega Lucario. All right, well, that was our Pokedex trivia. And that's the end of our episode as well. So thank you guys so much for listening. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you guys want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SpartanStrike07. Of course, you can also find my YouTube channel, which for right now, again, it's just these podcast episodes. I have yet to still find any cards at all in the stores, so I unfortunately can't do pack openings or anything like that, at least not yet. But if you want to follow my YouTube channel, it's still going to be SpartanStrike07. And if you want to write me an email, you can write to me at SpartanStrike07@gmail.com. Thank you again for listening, and I can't wait till next week till we continue to talk anything and everything Pokemon.